Ladies and gentlemen, friends and colleagues, my name is Graham Sheffield. I'm Director of Arts at the British Council, and it's my very great pleasure and honour to welcome you to the official opening of the British Pavilion. I'd like to acknowledge here a presence not only of our relatively new chair, Christopher Rodriguez, who I see down there. Thank you, Christopher, for being here, and also our new ambassador, UK ambassador to Italy, Jill Morris, who's, I think, behind me. Thank you very much for being here. Today marks 18 years of the British Council commissioning artists to represent the UK at the Venice Biennale to celebrate the best of emerging as well as established contemporary British artistic talent. Work combines a physical presence with an intricate and highly considered detail with regard to materials and techniques. So questions of making and experimentation are at the core of her work. But even by the standards of, even by our own standards of challenging this neoclassical space, this exhibition is one of the most ambitious in scale we've seen here in the Pavilion, and is involved considerable underpinning in the basement, which you'll probably be able to glimpse as you walk around the back. And the trick I think she has so expertly pulled off here is in articulating the multiple meanings of the word folly, which is the title of the exhibition, which permeate the show, the social, political, aesthetic and architectural meanings of the word folly. And so enhancing the quality of her overall artistic vision. And I want to thank Phillida personally for embracing this challenge so wholeheartedly and with such vision and boldness. And even by her own standards, I think she's raised the bar even higher and extended the limits of what we can do within this space. And I'm sure you'll be highly excited to see what she's brought to the neoclassicism of this pavilion, which originally was the tea garden, the tea house for the Giardini. So it wasn't really a folly, it had a real purpose, and a very British one, which is having a cup of tea. Thank you all to the curatorial and installation team for an extraordinary hard work in realising this show. And also, the show wouldn't be possible on this scale without partnership, and we must first show our appreciation for Hauser and Worth Gallery for their unfaltering help and support in this show. And I'd also very much like to thank our extremely generous donors, our new pavilion patrons, a new group of benefactors who have generously helped to make this incredible show a reality. Thank you too to MTech, our transport sponsors, the Henry Moore Foundation and the Art Fund for your contributions to this extraordinary show.
Thank you for that wonderfully generous speeches, both Graham and Nicholas. Of course, it's an enormous honour to be given this incredible opportunity to use the British Pavilion as my personal playground. But I hope it speaks not about me, but a much broader context that we're all in. I have to say that during the months that I was making the work, which was mainly from about August last year till January of this year, I felt a sort of slow melancholia that I can't explain, and maybe the best way of explaining it is the unease that maybe we've all been feeling about the state of play that the United Kingdom has been forced into. But that all changed when I brought the work here. And I started meeting the other artists, the wonderful French artists, the wonderful German artists, the wonderful Canadian artists, the Japanese artists. And we would all pass each other down this avenue, and we would all talk about our experiences of installing the work. But the main thing that we all felt was a general unease about the world that we were living in. And how did we make work during this time for our specific pavilions? And it became very clear to me that the Venice Biennale is not about solo shows. It's a huge group show that actually reflects the whole of the world. And in that sense, my spirit started to rise, and I felt this great sense of optimism, an actual sense of great joy, and huge privilege of being able to work here in the Pavilion. So I really want to thank the British Council for taking the risk of selecting me to work here. And I want to thank my studio team who disappeared like snow in summer. They're definitely not here. Whoops, something's gone. And I also want to thank, of course, Hauser and Wirth, wonderful support that everybody has given me that is incredibly touching and moving and really makes me feel like a spoiled brat. But I'm, hugely grateful to everybody. Thank you very much for all being here.
Venice.
You have to know
Some photos. Instagramming away.
Marlo o brida? Beh, è carino,
Yes.